Hello everyone. Thank you for attending our webinar today. I hope all of you are joining this webinar by staying safely at home. I'm also hosting this webinar from my hometown. My name is Annette Matthews, a product marketer for Zoho Campaigns. So before moving on, I would like to inform you that if you're facing any issues with respect to my volume or with respect to the screen sharing that's happening, you can note it down and share it to us with the question and answer option that is there at the top left corner of your screen. So you will have to just type down it so that my colleagues will be there to help you sort it out as soon as possible. So the topic for today's webinar is understanding email and webinar security with Zoho Campaigns and Zoho Meeting. And if you are having any doubts or clarifications with respect to the products, you can write them to chat and we'll be answering them for you. Also, we have a dedicated Q&A session at the end of this webinar to answer all your questions. So moving on to the agenda for the day. The agenda includes explaining about the security risks and threats in emails and webinars, how to prevent and combat them, the secure solutions that Zoho Meeting and Zoho Campaigns offer, and webinar email marketing using Zoho Meeting and Zoho Campaigns. We've created this agenda keeping in mind that online communication for big, small, and medium businesses must find ways to protect the emerging security risks due to COVID-19. We all know that organizations are facing a rise of targeted attacks, and a single click is all required nowadays in order to get deceived. During this time of crisis where emails and webinars remain as two major channels for communication in businesses, we have to be really careful on how our customers are treated, and we should also be aware of this to not fall for any of these tricks. And while sending emails and hosting webinars or attending webinars, we have to make sure that none of our privacy is getting affected because of these emails and webinars. To people who are unaware of the security risks and threats, we'll learn it together. So I'll be mentioning a few of them in my next slides. So you can feel free to add your points also. So if you feel that I'm missing out anything, you can add them onto the question and answer chat option that is there. So feel free to add them. So first, let's learn about the security risks in emails. Emails, as we all know, travel through the internet from one server to another. No other communication system is more used than emails, making it the most preferred medium for phishing and cyber attacks. And this makes email security a big deal. So threat to email security can come from various sources, particularly when COVID-19 pandemic is a highly emotional topic right now, which the cyber criminals clearly knows, and we would be targeted in the name of COVID-19. So first, let me discuss about email spoofing. So spoofing is one of the major methods that are used in order to mislead and prank the recipient about the origin of the message. We are all receiving emails that claims to be from the UK government, the WHO, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and many other emails are received by all of us, which we do open at some point of time. And we would also might click on random links in those emails, which leads us to malicious websites. And this leads to phishing attack, where the senders take our sensitive data such as personal identifiable information, banking and credit card details, passwords, etc. So here, if you see the screen, I have attached an image where it shows that the email is from the government of UK. And if you read through it, you will see that COVID-19 is focused in the email. You can also see links here, where if we click on the links, we would be taken to another website where our data can be hacked. So this is one such email. Here you see the subject line as new program against COVID-19. So we also receive emails with subject as cure for virus, financial help or encouragement to donate, which tricks us to download files, which when done will infect our system with malware. Also, since we're receiving a lot of emails like these, it might create a network congestion because spam can clog the network pipes. And due to this, legitimate emails could get buried in our inbox, or it can also get accidentally deleted with other spam emails. So these are some important things that we'll have to take care about emails during this point of time. And I hope you're all aware about ransomware, which attacks the entire system and blocks access to the user until a financial demand is paid off. So if the ransomware gets installed in our system, it's easier for document stealing, which can cause business interruptions. And these type of emails can be received from sources which we are aware of. It's like we have the urge to click on anything that we find. So people know that very well, and they can deceive us with this single click. That's about a few of the security risks and threats that is there in emails right now. Moving on. So this is an information that could help us to relate to the topic that we are dealing right now. It was reported that Google's Gmail blocked 18 million coronavirus scam emails every day. Also, the Barracuda network said that it has seen 667% increase in scam emails. And the National Cybersecurity Center said that it's already taken down 2,000 COVID-19 scam over past month. So if you see the screen, I've also attached an image where the ISIT-Scaler have calculated the threats that occurred during this COVID-19. And if you see it, you'll find a 30,000% increase in phishing websites and malware targeting remote users. So this is something very serious that we all should know about. So that's about the threats in emails. Moving on to risks and threats in webinars. So just like emails, companies of all sizes coming from every industry operating on web use webinars as a tool to reach and meet audience and business partners who would be scattered around the world. This can be for their regular, external or internal communications. And we also have to be very careful while conducting and attending webinars. Major threats arise when uninvited attendees could break into and disrupt webinars with various content. They could take control of your webcams and microphones, which could result in the user information leakage. Also, the third-party involvement results in the same, because these third-party applications could take our personal data for their own business purposes, and this is an illegal disclosure of personal data. Also, if the webinar software is only in a downloadable format, we should again be careful because it can cause more damage to your operating system when compared to browser applications that are available nowadays. Now, moving on to a few tips that could help you to spot both scam emails and webinars. First, let's check out the email solutions. So spotting a phishing email is becoming increasingly difficult, and many scams could even trick the computer experts. But most of these issues could be solved if we take care of these informations that is there in the screen. So the first one is sender details. So the sender details should be checked thoroughly before opening the email and before clicking on any of the links on the email. So if you see the screen, I've attached 3 screenshots, where the first one is from Outlook, where it is a customer satisfaction survey from Patricia at Silka.com. So Outlook mentions it as on behalf of if they cannot identify the sender of the email. So this is one way in which you could find that the sender is not a genuine one. The next screenshot attached, that is the second one, is from Soho Mail. So if Soho Mail is identifying an email which is not, legit, then they would warn us with this message. And the third one is from Gmail. This again shows that the sender cannot be trusted. So this is how sender details can help us to identify emails that are fake. And if the email information says that you need to do something within a fixed time frame, that is, if they are setting an expiration date for the task that you're assigned to do, then the email needs to be checked again before clicking on any of the links or downloading any of the file formats. So just like I mentioned before, you might be receiving emails where it claims to support you during this time, where you would be also given medical support at this point of time. And you would be asked to fill in your, for example, they might ask you to fill in your bank details so that they can collect it. And they'll have a particular date. So this urgency is something very dangerous. So we'll have to check in emails. If they are setting up an urgent email, then that means the chances are more that it could be a non-trustable email. And if the email content is revolving around the current news or stories, make sure to recheck the sender source and then perform action based on the same. So just before I showed the email, so this one, so it's revolving around COVID-19. So we should be particularly very cautious about emails that are received when something like this is happening at this point of time. So people would be, revolving the email content around this, and then they would be sending these emails so that it's easier for them to deceive us. So that's about the current story inclusion in emails nowadays. So altogether, make sure to open the emails and click on any of the links or any of the downloadables only when you are clear about these 4 informations in the email that you receive. Also, as email marketers, we should make sure that we are very clear in these mentioned aspects. Make sure that you are giving clear information to your audience with respect to the sender details, with respect to the subject line and the email content, which includes links or downloadables, etc. Yes, so moving on to webinar data protection. As mentioned earlier, even if it is an online education meeting or training session for business collaboration within teams and projects, the security of the operating system and confidential data should be on top of your list. So make sure that the webinar host is not collecting any of your personal details except for the name and email address, which is required for a webinar to be conducted. So you should be very careful about giving information while attending a webinar. Make sure that the host is not collecting any personal information like your bank account details or related to those. Also, for desktop applications, you need to trust the software vendor completely. It's better to use a browser-based software because it does not require any installations, which also minimizes the threat of other people taking over your webcam. Moreover, people could join the webinar without any previous preparations, that is, without having to download or install anything. Just a single click can help them to join the webinar. Using a software that's having third-party integrations in order to carry out different actions while conducting a webinar might also result in danger. They could use the data that they collect for their other business activities. So these are the 4 ways in which you could take care of your data while you are conducting a webinar or while you're attending a webinar. Now let me introduce the Zoho Meeting, which is an in-house application from Zoho. This is used to conduct instant and scheduled meetings and also to organize webinars with the moderator controls. You can engage your customers with presentations, Q&A sessions, and polls, which is there in Zoho Meeting. And you can also collect detailed analysis and reports of people who have participated in the same. With this, you can identify your target customers and collaborate with them online using the audio, video sharing options. You can record, replay, and share these webinars to anyone, anywhere. So these are a few of the functionalities that Zoho Meeting provides. Now let's just check the secure solutions that Zoho Meeting offers while conducting a webinar. The first one is moderator controls. Zoho Meeting does not give any unnecessary controls to webinar host or organizer, the co-organizer, that lets them monitor the activity of participants' screen. Also, it provides option to mute individuals and remove participants if required. So you would have noticed that while you have entered to this webinar, you are automatically muted. So it is the presenter or the co-organizer who can give control to the participants in order to speak. So we can make you a presenter when required. So this is how moderator controls perform. And also the second point is no downloads required. So downloading a software can consume your operating system's drive space and can make it vulnerable to security threats, as I mentioned before. So with Zoho Meetings, you can avoid downloads and easily host web-based webinars, which help attendees to join in with a single click. Third point is on functionalities. So Zoho Meeting does not depend on any third-party applications for any of its functionalities. It also does not share the user's data with the outside party. So you can trust Zoho Meeting with that. The fourth point is consent requesting. Zoho Meeting always requests consent before performing important activities like turning your web camera on or letting other participants take control of the screen, etc. This means that you would have a control over the content that you share online, be it an audio, video, screenshot, or a remote control. And the last one is security. So this is one of the important points that we'll have to take note of. The personal identification information of attendees gets encrypted in Zoho Meeting, and all transmissions take place through the SSL, that is 128-bit AES encryption protocol, which is the industry standard security practice. Also, this is the same standard used in online banking and payment transactions. So this is an additional information to all of us. Yes, moving on to solutions with Zoho campaigns when you are dealing with emails. First one is verification of content. So before launching your email campaign, Zoho campaigns will provide an option called send for review. So once you're ready with the content of your email, we ensure that your email campaign reaches the recipient's inbox and not the spam folder. So our compliance team will check the subject line, the mailing list that you've selected, and content for anti-spam compliance. Second one is email limits setup. So an organization's email limits, also called as an email policy or email sending policy, is a set of conditions for the appropriate use of the email system. So in Zoho Campaigns, an email policy defines how many times it is appropriate to contact a lead or a contact within a certain period of time based on the time interval between two emails and the number of emails received in a week or month. I'll explain it to you with an example. So consider myself to be an employee of Silker, and the Silker administrator is setting up an email policy where the employees can only send 2 emails per week. That too, the 2 emails should be sent within a 48-hour time interval. So if I am sending an email on Wednesday, I can send the next email only on Friday. So that's the 48-hour timing setup. And if I'm trying to send another email to my contacts on Saturday, I cannot do it because the email policy is set up in such a way that I can send only 2 emails per week. I hope you all understood about the email limit setup. The third one is do not mail list. So you can move a contact to do not mail list if you do not want to send further emails to them, so that other contacts, other employees of your organization will also not send emails to this particular contact. So if a contact is unsubscribing from your organization, then that contact will be added to the do not mail list. And if that contact wants to be again added to any of the lists, then that contact needs to resubscribe to the list. The contact needs to resubscribe to the product updates or the newsletter, whatever stream it is. That person has to resubscribe in order to get added again to our list. And the next one is roles and privileges. So if there are multiple users in an organization, it is essential to be attentive about data access. We make sure that your data is easily shared between team members for official use, yet maintaining strong protection for sensitive data. So if you check Zoho Campaigns, you will find user roles and privileges that includes admin, standard admin, user, etc. So we can assign particular roles and privileges to these. We can assign particular privileges to these roles, and based on it, the employee can send out email campaigns. The last and the most important one is domain authentication. So as we saw, email marketing is constantly subjected to spamming and spoofing, which could affect the business in a long term. And we often unintentionally might block even genuine emails because of the similarity that they shared with the spam emails. So domain authentication is a method used by email marketers in order to protect their mailboxes from such attacks. So they provide validation mechanisms that verify an email right from its point of origin. This mechanism improves the email sender's reputation, and it increases the trust that we have on the emails. So in a nutshell, domain authentication will improve your email deliverability. It prevents misuse of your domain. It increases the chance of your email ID to land directly to the inbox. And it also makes you an authentic email sender, which improves your reputation in the market. So that's about the secure solutions with the Zoho Campaigns. We are now moving on to the final agenda of the day, which is the webinar email marketing. So now let me introduce Zoho Meeting to you all. So I'm going to create a webinar. So for your better understanding, let's take Silker as an example, and let's consider Silker to be a photography agency, and I'm an email marketer for the same. So I want to conduct an online photo shoot contest, and for that I need to first introduce myself as a company. I need to send out, an email, or I can conduct a webinar. So I'm choosing the second option. I'll be conducting a webinar for my contacts or for my audience, so that they can understand me better, and which results in more participants for my online photo shoot contest. So let's see how I am going to use Zoho meeting in order to schedule a webinar, and how I'm going to use Zoho campaigns in order to send email campaigns or webinar promotions for the webinar that I am scheduling. So first, I'll schedule a webinar by clicking schedule a webinar option that is there. So since it is for an introduction to Silkr, I'll mention the title as an introduction to Silkr. And I have to give a description. This is optional, but we always advise you to give a description for your webinar, so that people who see your webinar will, get an idea of what you are covering in the webinar, and based on that, they can decide whether to join the webinar or not. So it's always safe and better that you give a description. So here, I always prefer to give the agenda of my webinar. So here the agenda will be Silkr, an introduction. So I'll be mentioning about all the activities that I do in Silkr. Why Silkr would be my second agenda. So yes, and the fourth one could be surprise contest. Yes, so these will be my agenda for the webinar that I'm going to conduct. And here I can set up a date and time. I can edit it. I can also change the time zone here. So if I'm going to conduct it to my USA audience, I'll select this time zone, and I can also set up a duration for the webinar, and I'll click on the schedule in order to schedule my webinar. And here in the settings, I can set up an email reminder for all my registrants. So I can set it up from 1 day before the webinar begin. So I'll give it as 1 hour before, and it will automatically get saved. So going again to my webinars. So this is the one which I've created now. Let's go through the details. So here I have an option to customize my registration form. So since I'm using Zoho campaigns in order to send my emails, I would also want my registrants to mention their country and region, so that I can, plan my further email campaigns based on country or region. So I'll click on save button, and that's how I customize my registration form. And this is the link which you can copy and paste it to anywhere, so that people can click on it and register for the same. And this is the option which leads to Zoho campaigns, which I'll be showing you next. And this is an option to embed your registration code to your website or your blog. And here you can see the registration settings. So you have automatic approval and manual approval. So this is nothing but if people are automatically, if you want people to automatically join to your webinar, then you can have it as automatically approved. That means any people who register can join the webinar. And manual approval is when people register, but then you will be receiving an email and you will have to approve them as a registrant, and then only it gets entered in a Zoho meeting account, and then only they can attend the webinar. So that's the difference between automatically approve and manually approve. And I'll save it. And here you can see the total number of registrations. When you click on it, you'll find the details. And if you're choosing the manual approval, then here you would find the approved number of registrants. So when you click on it, you would see the approved number, the denied number, and their details. So that's about tracking registration. And the next one is co-organizers. So if I want any of my colleagues to join the meeting or the webinar, I can enter their name and email address, and an email will be sent to them with the joining link so that they can click on it and they can join the same. And if there is any issues with the host at any particular point, then the co-organizer can further carry out the webinar. So that's why the co-organizer option is added. Also, we have an option where we can create a poll. You can provide a star rating. So I can ask questions to my attendees in between a webinar. So I'll just show this Silker to your friends. So here you can set the number of stars and you can mention the rating scale labels and you can create a poll. So here you would find the answers of people who have attended the poll. And the next one is webinar preferences. So here you can display the attendee list to all attendees if required. And the next one is you can let attendees ask questions in the Q&A session of your webinar. So this is about scheduling a webinar using Zoho Meeting. Now I am going to Zoho Campaigns. So this is my Zoho Campaigns account. So here first what I'll do is I'll go to the settings. So settings is at the bottom left corner of the screen. I'll click on it and here integration, apps. So once I click on it, I'll receive all the integrations that Zoho Campaigns is having. And here there is Zoho Meeting. Since I've already connected my Zoho Campaigns account with Zoho Meeting, it shows one account connection. So if it's not connected, it would give a screen like this where I'll have to click on the connect and then the account gets connected. So here I can view the details. So this is my account. So once this is done, I'll go to contacts and I'll click on the sync services. So this is done in order to get all your Zoho Meeting information into the Zoho Campaigns account. So here I can click on the setup to edit the setup. So I can add all the registrants to any of the list that is already there, or I can also create another mailing list. So here what I have to do is I'll have to just write the name of my list, which I want the registrants to be added, and I'll have to just give a description for the same. And then I'll create a list so that all my registrants will be added to that list. So right now my registrants will be added to Silker webinar registrants list that is already there in my Zoho Campaigns account. And I also want my attendees to be added to a list. So I have these many lists in my account right now. I can also create a list. Yes, and I can assign tags to them. It can be a custom tag or it could be a webinar specific tag. So since this is related to webinar, I prefer webinar specific tag for both my registrants and attendees. So these are the pre-mapped fields that is present, and I'll save it. So the setup is edited successfully. Now I am going to create a campaign. So I'll choose the advanced campaigns option, and here it's loading. So yes, so here you can see the list of all the advanced campaigns that I've created. And here I click on create campaign. So I can create a regular campaign. I can also create an A/B testing campaign with the help of the, integrating Zoho Meeting and with Zoho Campaigns. So I'm going to create a regular campaign right now. So here I'll have to mention the name of the campaign. So this will be the name of my campaign, and I'll choose a webinar from my account. So if you see my meeting account, I have 2 webinars scheduled. So these are the 2 webinars scheduled, and these 2 webinars are visible here also. So this is the webinar which I created now. So I choose it. Also, if you don't have a Zoho Campaigns account, you can go to this and you have to just click on the promote this webinar using Zoho Campaigns, and it will be redirecting you to Zoho Campaigns account. Since Zoho is a single sign-on platform, it is easy for you to log into different products. Yes, and here also you get this option. So similar. Yes, and here I give the subject for my webinar campaign that I'm going to send. So yes, and I'll give the sender name. So as I mentioned below, we should be very careful about giving the sender details so that it's easy for people to identify you. So if I'm just giving Annette as a sender name, people might be wondering who this is. And if I'm giving Annette from Silker, people would obviously recognize that it's a person from the company Silker. So there are chances that people open your email. And after this, I'm clicking on the next option. So I have these many options in order to create a template for my email campaign. I'm choosing pre-designed templates since we have a lot of webinar templates in Zoho Campaigns. I'll select one of these templates. So the Zoho Campaigns editor is loading right now. And here the name can be changed. This can be the company name, so it will be edited. And the photo can also be changed. And here the merge tag functions. So the webinar name will automatically be updated. So since this is the webinar name, so it will automatically get updated when you're sending the email campaign. And the description can also be edited. You can edit the font, you can add color to it. So there are more options to it. And the next one is the webinar description, which will also automatically get updated. So this is the description, which will automatically get updated. So if I don't want the space in between description and the button, I can delete the space. Yes. And the URL, as you see, also gets automatically updated. So this happens when we are syncing data. I can change the button name if I want. I can also adjust the design. I can change the color. So these are the editing options that is there for, button. Click on done. So the content is saved. After saving the content, I'll have to add a a pre-header for my email. Which would be free webinar on Silker. So I'll just add this as a pre-header, and I'll have to update the header and footer theme also. So I've applied the normal theme, and I can click on the preview and test email in order to test the email. So I can write my email address and I can send an email to my address and see if the email looks all good. And after which I can click on the next button. Yes, and from here I can select the number of, I can select the contact list to which I would want the email to be sent. So I'll select a list, and when I click on the next button, so this is the option that you receive in order to send your campaigns. So you have three options. You can send the campaign now. I can schedule the campaign, and I can send this campaign in batches. So send in batches is used when there are more number of contacts. So you can send them in separate batches if you want, so that you are not straining the, the server. Yes, and that's about creating a email campaign. I'll also introduce you to workflows in Zoho campaigns. I'll just show you how to set up a simple workflow in Zoho campaigns. So these are the templates that are available right now in Zoho campaigns. So you can use these in order to automate your email marketing. So I'll be creating a custom workflow for you all. I'll have to name the workflow. Suppose I have sent an email to all my contacts about the webinar that I'm conducting, and I want actions to be performed when they are when there are unopens, when there is opens, when if there is any link clicks. So I'll have to perform these many actions. So I don't have to randomly go and manually set all these up. I can use a workflow in order to set these up. So I'll have to first select an email. So Silker webinar is the email name that was given. So here I can trigger the workflow based on these responses. So I'll save it. And for people who are not opening this email, I would want them to have a tag. So I can assign a tag for them. So if they are not opening my email, then that means they are inactive. So I'll just add the tag as inactive customers. And for people who are opening my email, I want them to receive a score. So I'll add a score for the contacts who are opening my email. Yes, and if they are clicking the registration link that is there in my email, I will again add a tag for them. So this could be interested in webinars. I can also create another tag, a new tag if I want. So I can just give a tag name. I can enter the description why the tag is created and a color, and then I can create a tag. So I've given any link clicks as interested in webinar. So based on these actions that they perform, these triggers will be processed, and final one would be ending the workflow. So I'll merge all these and I'll exit them from the workflow. So this is a simple workflow that I've created right now. So yes. Yeah, and I can click on the activate button in order to activate the workflow. So yes, so the workflow is activated successfully. So here you can view the detailed reports of the workflow, the path, and if I have to freeze it, I can do it. Yes. So that's about the workflows in Zoho campaigns. And also we can find reports. So you can find the detailed reports of all your campaigns that have been sent. So this is how the reports would be shown. Yes. So going through the points that we discussed. So in webinar email marketing, while using Zoho campaigns and Zoho meeting, while you're integrating your Zoho meeting account with Zoho campaigns, you can sync your webinars and all the details would be, transferred to the Zoho campaigns account, and a list can be created And after creating a list, you can start creating a campaign where there are pre-designed templates. Also, you can create a campaign. You can create a regular campaign and also an A/B testing campaign where you can verify and test a sender name, the subject name, and the email content. Also, you can use workflows in order to send, automated emails to your customers, your audience, your registrants, attendees, etc. And you can also view the reports and send follow-up emails using the reports. So now that's all we have time for today. You can ask your questions now. So you can shoot your questions now. So thank you everyone for attending our webinar today. A recording of this webinar will be sent to each of you as soon as possible. And in case of any feedback, you can send it to me directly at annette.m@zohocorp.com, or you can also contact support@zohocampaigns.com. Also, any questions or clarifications regarding the product and product demo, if required, please feel free to contact us in any of the email IDs that are mentioned in the screen for you. We also have these social media channels in order to help you communicate better with us. So please take a note of these. And if you have to share any of the webinar experiences with us, you can use this hashtag in order to share. So it is #IsItC webinar. So we hope you enjoyed this webinar. So once again, thank you for attending today's webinar. We hope to see you all again next time. Stay safe, everyone. And